stuff aren't aware of. I'm pretty sure Capcom themselves are aware of this. So,
Well, at one time,
I'm not saying anything confidential here. If there is well documented on YouTube. One of the things I was talking about. So even Persona 5 was talking about it, so I know that devs know about it. Because yeah, when the Phantom Thieves were looking into Sophie's data, she was saying, "Wow, her creator's a genius," and On was like, "How do you know that?" It's like, well, when you write a lot of code, you can learn a lot about people. You can learn their habits. You can learn their thought patterns. You can learn what kind of person they are. It's all right here on how they code. I'm like, that is very, very, very true. You can learn a lot about someone by just reading their code. So yeah, whoever programmer was a genius.
Like, no, they're like, as in, nah, they are them. But yeah, well, I was like, after that fight earlier this morning, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to just put in Blight Resist and forego Lord Soul for this, unfortunately.
Yep, good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah. Any quests you want to go on?
Yes, there's one. Alright, let's do the Diva things. I already got my buffs.
But yeah, I'm like halfway through watching Pro Noob's video. I saw like they've lost twice so far. Like, oh, they're getting cooked.
Yeah, they're getting cooked.
Like, Josh came in and like when he got hit with the Malzeno combo, he just died, and then he came right back in and just died again.
Yeah,
and then
yeah, I'm like,
and then Cotton was like trying to hold out. Then he did the Malzeno combo on Cotton. He was like, oh my god, we just lost 3 cards in like under a minute.
yeah. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, but then like the fun part was like when they heard the video, like when they actually got a chance to listen, they're like, oh my god.
There! That's our target!
Oh my god.
Here we go.
But yeah, Josh was like, oh my gosh, you whipped out Sword and Shield. Whenever you go Sword and Shield, that means you're locked in. But huh, I always thought Hammer was Cotton's main weapon.
I don't know.
I know Cotton's like me where he kind of jumps around weapons, but I always thought Hammer was like his bread and butter.
Let's rock and roll. But yeah, I always thought Hammer was his like main go-to.
I know just some memes, hammer is his main weapon, even though he hops around a lot with weapons.
Yeah, oh
But
yeah.
yeah, when like the only time I've seen him pull out hammer was when he was fighting all the Apex monsters and he was fighting Apex and Ogre. He was like, alright, it's time to get serious for this one. He went
Yeah.
hammer for that. He went hammer for Furious Regime, You Are Number One, and Fatalis. So that's the only time I've seen him whip out hammer. He didn't even go hammer for Savage Omega, which I was very surprised about.
Even though that matchup is a pain in the ass.
True. Yeah, both me. That's probably why he didn't, because yeah, both me and Connor were talking about how that matchup just sucks.
No dragon blood on me, bitch! Ah. I cannot literally see.
Also, rip your new weapon, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I tried, but half the problem, well, kind of half the problem against Arkvald was legit. He was moving so fast that I had to, like, even with the light, with the focus lock on, I had to keep switching the camera around, but by the time I kept switching it around to pay attention with the dual blades, smack. Like, I'm already dead. What the fuck? It happened like the very first run, by the way.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna let it play out. I was like, well, we'll see. Because like I said, dual blade, you don't have any defensive options at all. Like you're like dual blades, it's the complete extreme of the best defense is a good offense, and if you're not leaning into that, it's a very, very sad weapon. I can say that with 4 games of dual blades under my belt, and even when you are leaning into that playstyle, there are some games, even when you are playing like that, it's still lukewarm at best. So yeah, you like constantly have to just keep going and not stop.
Oh,
Which is why I only get on DP so much, because it's like they're like DP heal. I'm like, dual blades is literally like a shark. You kind of sometimes you just gotta have to just keep going. And if you die, you die.
Guys, he's about to attack. Stop your attack. Ooh. Oh.
The only time I'll get on DP is like if it's like the monster is like down, and like instead of like using that time to back off and he'll just dive straight in with 1 HP. I'm like, okay, you literally have a moment to catch yourself. Just take a breather.
Leroy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, a lot of those times like he he kind of can't afford it. Like, just heal him. He has to keep going.
Ooh. Thank God, Tom.
Like right there. If that was DP, he would have just he would have went straight in even if it was at 1 HP and just used that shock trap to just go ahead. I'm like, DP, please heal yourself.
EK.
But yeah, that is like legitimately why I recommended longsword for DP instead of dual blade. So I'm like, it's not that dual blade can't do it. It's like you're just always constantly moving. That it's already well documented that dual blade has a stamina issue, and because you're always moving, you run out of stamina so fast. Like at least with longsword, you can keep up the pressure, but you could also just counterattack too.
Ooh. True. Very true. Yeah, I saw a little bit of DP's gameplay. Yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the one from the day before.
Well, not well. Look at it today.
Yeah, the day before. He did it. He did it on Wednesday night as well. You weren't there for that one. That was the one, the VOD that I sent. You're like, oh, it's just, yeah, you're sending plays of my stream, and that one guy's like, that one guy's DP. Like, oh.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God! All those zombie secrets. I'll try to press the call button. Damn.
Now's our chance.
Keep forgetting sword and board has KO potential.
Yeah, built in.
Well, shield Bosch.
Yep. Good old rhyme. Ooh. God damn it.
In other news, Fiora finally unlocked her curse technique.
Simple domain.
You okay?
Well, her first armor passive. Because like I said before, now she's just been going in raw. Yeah, I was able to
Damn.
get Oda Garen's
Let's take a quick
armor skill on her.
Oh, very nice.
I just gotta upgrade that piece because a rarity 6 is yeah.
Yeah, not doing a whole lot.
All right. Time to get serious.
Well, I mean, it's doing a lot. Like the piece that I got it has like 2 levels of burst, so it helps get to burst level 5 with the GOG piece. It's just that it does not help with her defense situation.
There. Glass cannon.
Are you above the rock? Drop this
No.
matter now.
It's not in that location.
Thank you, GOG Apocalypse.
Yep.
Rocksteady can now be used. Rough roll.
God, they all the way over in the corner.
Yeah, at least you stopped yourself. I was literally seeing the Ultra Ego take over a little bit. I was like, this is why I don't use Rocksteady Mantle. You're about to drop. Please stop.
Yeah, I was.
Just like Zoshia, doesn't matter if you land the hit. The main thing is just don't let him use it against you.
Yep. Oh. Thank you, God, Apocalypse, but still.
Squeezing the life out of you.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah. Yeah,
I
now
was-
you see for yourself.
I was like,
You're like, wait, that was... You're like, yeah, you were your... When that got me, it's like, wait, you were still on your first one. I thought you'd be able to mash out of that. I was like, let's see you give it a try. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, ah, he'll experience it eventually.
Oh, I did earlier this morning. I was messing from the get-go. It's like, nope, that doesn't matter. Now get wrecked, bitch. Like,
No, you can't mash out of it, but you gotta mash. But as you see, like even I wasn't able to get out of it.
that's what made me even more shocked. I was like, you're a better matcher than, well, you're a way better matcher than me anyway. I'm like, the fuck?
I've only been able to mash out that like a couple of times, but yeah, you gotta be like, pull my double trigger on that.
God damn. But yeah, even
But yeah, that
oh,
one
go
time
ahead.
that one time when I did get pinned, Zell was able to get the ghost wound when he's doing that with the focus strike. Well, thank you, Zell. Thank you, Zell.
Yeah, we were just compliment I got the entire time. Oh, rightfully glazing him. Oh,
I remember the first time I saw Zell's potential with his heavy bow gun. It was when he was quote unquote speed running a Latrion. It was like way before we got to him. We were still like in high rank, but yeah, he was able to beat a Latrion in like 16 minutes. I'm like, God. Yeah, I think his video was called "Turning Monster Hunter into a First-Person Shooter." And yeah, Latrion, he wasn't really able to do much of anything. He met the DPS check 3 times before the nuke went off. Yeah, he shredded a Latrion with that heavy bow gun.
God. Little good for nothing. Asshole. How'd it go?
Yeah, with our cats, they're like, that's cute and all, but
You're not as slow as it was back in Rise Break, but still.
maybe we need. I can see why Arkvald has been chained this entire time. Maybe we didn't. Maybe this is an example of be careful what you wish for, because I don't want to see an unchained Arkvald anymore.
Especially, I don't even know what we're gonna be dealing with in Master Rank.
I know we've used this example more times to count, but this is like legitimately the perfect time of Rock Lee dropping the weights. That's literally what this is.
True.
But yeah, someone, a theory team battle that someone had was with Maki and Toji versus Might Guy and Rock Lee, and they're like, uh, Toji, you're the GOAT, but I'm sorry, Night Guy solos. You, Toji cannot compete with that.
True.
The feat you always like to bring up is that when they said that against Madara, where his weakness was taijutsu, and then he smirked. It's like, you know, this man has been waiting his entire life to hear those words.
You're like, oh, you about to get acted up in here.
Like, I know taijutsu is more so, like, that's more akin to Rock Lee and Might Guy, but yeah, don't sleep on Naruto's taijutsu.
Yeah, his may be a bit more, well, not scrappy-er, but yeah, he's really good at it. Especially like when the Karawa burial mode.
Yeah, I still remember Crunchyroll uploaded that, and the video was just it was titled Taijutsu. That's all it was titled. And it was just Naruto just literally just throwing hands in Baryon mode, beating the bricks off the big bad of that series.
For the final time, he will be the main character. One last time.
But yeah, yesterday when I said people were also having the conversation who would win Gojo versus Madara, it was like, the Rinnegan is very busted, but it was like, if Gojo didn't have Limitless and the Six Eyes, then maybe Madara would take it, but because it's like, he's only as strong as he is because both techniques work in tandem, like the things he can't do. If you only have Limitless, you can't do it without the Six Eyes and vice versa.
Yep.
So if you don't have both, then you get significantly weaker. But since he has both, and he is just fundamentally built different, because yeah, they even said like Gojo's not the first one. There have been other people who have the Six Eyes and Limitless, and even they couldn't even do half the stuff Gojo's able to do. So
True.
like, I think the last person who had Six Eyes and Limitless, they couldn't even do purple. So
Yeah, screw you. Ow. Hollow purple.
and then not to even mention that he literally cracked the code to his powers, that he's always has his curse technique active without having to, become a vegetable by doing that constantly.
Yeah, after that whole event with Toji.
Yeah, it's like he literally
It humbled him.
Well, yeah, that too. But it's like he literally pulled the Tony Stark meme where he discovered time travel. That was literally his I discovered time travel moment when he unlocked the full capability of his power.
True. Over here, son of a bitch. Hello to the... Yeah, there we go.
That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah, how working out. Whoa. Way too damn slow. Whoa.
To be fair, you ran away from it, so
Yeah,
I
I did.
can't even blame Tom on that one.
Yeah, yeah, that was on me.
You're on your sacred too, so like, okay, you just called me slow, but I'm not that fast. But yeah, I was listening to someone. They were talking about all the title update monsters, and one thing that you kind of forget is that Steve preys on sacred, which is why like
Yeah.
in like the whole mission, that's why we're like saving that sacred. Because
Yeah.
it would like I feel like that this would make people not like Steve even more than they already do. But it'd be a very cool moment, like if you like whenever you hunt Steve, like your sacred just sometimes just straight up abandons you because it's afraid of his literal natural predator.
I'll be like, oh.
Like, I can see why they didn't do that, but yeah, from a ecology perspective, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be
And then
kind of
also
cool.
like it also inherently make the fight more difficult. You don't have access to sacred sidestep or sacred dodge and all that.
Thank you, God Apocalypse. Ow.
Also, I'll see what Streamer Man means about having Fjorm use Insect Glaive, because this is literally Fjorm's fighting style in Fae.
Whoa. Hell yeah.
Even down to like her like constantly staying in the air. Like whenever she does her finisher, she like uses like she literally does lunging vault. She uses her spear to lunge herself in the air, does a somersault 3 times with her spinning her spear to protect herself, and then down B's on the opponent to finish them off.
Damn. Oof. Mother.
Another monster's horning in.
Oh, he left.
Well, Ultra Ego's back online.
Yes, it is. He came down, he's like, alright, I'm leaving. But even though having very limited access to blight resist, but it's still handy. Didn't mean to do that there.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty good naming convention by DP because you always called the temporal mental Ultra Instinct,
Yeah.
and then whenever you did that, DP would say, "All right, you're Ultra Instinct, I'm Ultra Ego." He put on Rocksteady Mantle. I was like, actually,
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot about Dragon Ball, but yeah, basically, in this sense, you literally are Vegeta. Does that make you Goku? Well,
Oh boy.
I say the naive department.
I'm good. How did I die?
Arkvald was, you're like, how did I die? Arkvald, let me fix that.
I can't even be mad. I was just like, oh. Lenny's just like, he gave me just a time. Well, that got fixed.
No doubt in your skills, Hunter. But maybe we should try your
Also, hello, Lenny. How's it going?
Alright. Let me do another round. I already took my advanced energy drink earlier. So I got some.
Sponsored, not sponsored.
Yeah, sponsored. That's yeah. So I took my hydration version. Yeah, but
The
that.
Supreme Court removed Trump's terror acts. Why? They said it was unconstitutional and that he broke the law. Because only Congress could issue tariffs, but Trump argued for a law stated back from 1977. But when the Supreme Court investigated, they found that law said nothing about him being able to give tariffs, so he made it up. So does that mean he broke the law? Yes, he violated the Constitution again. But it gets even worse from here because both big businesses like Costco are suing the government for billions of dollars and they want a refund. And small businesses are lining up for a refund as well. The ones that were destroyed as a result of Trump's tariffs. On top of that, everyone that paid to bypass Trump's tariffs both inside and outside of America now also wants a refund too. So he put us in even more debt. Yes, because while the tariffs were up, Americans paid
Oh my
96%
God.
of those tariffs. Theoretically, if Americans wanted to get together and also file a civil lawsuit, that's a possibility too. But so much money is owed that no one knows how they're going to even give the refund. And now Trump's mad at the Supreme Court and is blaming them for everything. Even though he's the one that violated the Constitution. If he bankrupted 7 businesses, then why would anybody trust him with their money? Because it's time to bankrupt America. The economy is literally the worst it's ever been in the history of America. 2026. Just like any
Yeah.
Look, this might sound like I'm taking a stance, but no, I am at this point I'm a citizen of the world before I'm a citizen of the United States. This is just a fact.
Yeah.
People liked Obama. The world hates America because of Trump's leadership. That's not a me taking a stance thing. That is what the world thinks of America. And if you don't believe me, that's why everything in America is so freaking expensive right now. So yeah, that's not me making a stance. Not me making a statement. That's just me as a citizen of the world and just being attuned to what other countries think. So yeah, that's why Switch 2s and all that are so expensive because yeah, and even Nintendo had to like kind of pull down the iron curtain a little bit. They're like, full transparency, we're not making that big of a profit from the Switch 2s. Like it costs roughly like $300 to make a Switch 2 because of tariffs and everything. So we're not making that big of a profit in return. I forgot what they said. I forgot what they said it made for like to make the Switch 1, but yeah, they definitely like upscaled the crap. Like I don't know these exact numbers, but like let's just say it took them $60 to make a Switch 1 and they sold it for $200. That is not the case with the Switch 2.
Yeah, but yeah, we are where they got buffed. Extra buff. 4K, 60 frames per second. Which, let's be honest, even the PS5 can't do that without some finagling around. But still,
Look, I enjoy my Switch 2, but I'm just saying right now it is not worth $500.
yeah, fair. And that's just with a game, by the way. By itself, it's even by itself, it's starting to get up there now.
Yeah, 450 without a game.
Make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, but Lenny just said earlier he's doing okay, but he's been kind of sick.
Okay, let's move out.
Winter allergies.
I relate to that all too well. That was the best lie. How am I still alive? Oh.
Arkvald, allow me to fix that.
That's our target.
That was gold.
I do have a question, but I'll wait till he transitions zones or a cart happens, whichever one happens first.
Fair enough. God.
Just in case I lose my train of thought, it's a question about simple domain.
Okay. I think I might know where you. Well, I don't know how to see how it's gonna be worded, but is it about JJK
Yeah,
World?
Kinda, but yeah, focus on your battle. Trust me, I know how talking in combat is, especially in a fight like this. This is the fight of our lives.
Ow.
But yeah, you don't have to go too deeply into it, but just purely based off fighting him right now, who do you think has the better fight, Arkvald or Primordial Malzeno?
I have to say, I'll say Primordial Malzeno is still pretty up there because he did a lot. But as of right now, like since like in this case, he does have a bit of Well, I guess in Arkvald's case, he's more like we've been fighting this guy for like the longest in terms of story-wise, gameplay-wise. So I have to go with Arkvald in this case. We literally saw this thing evolve. Just the time with our time with him in the beta.
That's fair.
Yeah, and then Lenny just said.
Oh, go on.
And then Lenny just said, pretty much Malzeno has the advantage straight out from the get-go, but over time, Arkvald can just drain his life force. I'm like, yeah, that's true. The vampire gonna get sucked himself. Well, Mario. Well, Mr. Knight.
I'm still withholding my comment on it because I haven't fought. I've only fought him like 3 times, and then well, the one time I fought it with Furious and DP, and they literally got put on a T-shirt. They didn't even make it to Guardian mode. So I barely count that one, but I'm not gonna hold that against them because it was their first encounter with him, and they were not expecting him to be like that. I remember the first time we fought Arkvald in the beta, he put us on T-shirt in that round too.
Yes, he did. And then that was a super time attack.
Well, we had 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's usually 15. And that extra 5 minutes does go a long way.
Yes, it does.
So I remember in the Sunbreak demo, that was like my first time like really trying longsword like that, and I got Malzeno down to the skull, and to this day I will never know if that was the killing shot, but I was literally I was able to topple him because I countered him twice, and I was about to go for a Helmbreaker, but right before the Helmbreaker landed, it said time's up.
All right.
So that extra 5 minutes would have made a difference.
At this point, true. But yeah, go ahead and say what you need to say about domains, simple domain.
Is that a cursed technique, or is that like something like you have to have cursed energy to do it, or is that something that just anyone who's like has potential can do?
You have to have cursed technique to do it. So people like Maki could do it, but due to her situation with her sister, she can't really do that because she's had the heavenly restriction thing, you know, the superhuman booster. Yeah, you have to have
the heavenly pact.
Yeah, the one that Toji had. That's why he was, even though he can't fully see curses, but he can sense where they are, and he can. That's why he got superhuman strength and speed. And Maki semi has it, but due to her sister, they can't fully access their capabilities. You'll find more about that in the season 3.
But even season 3 aside, this is like way before season 3 was even conceived or even announced. Why do you recommend me nickname Farigarath Maki? Because
because it can neutralize. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's basically what simple domain is. Like, I get like the concept of simple domain is what you're getting at to neutralize the terrain effect. Like they're using no domains and simple domain cancels it. But if you're saying Maki can't do simple domain, then why nickname Farigarath that?
Oh, because technically with people with heavily restrictions, like Toji and them, pretty much they have like a bypass rule. They can't see curses, but they can sense where they are, but they also have like the power to negate curse techniques and curse abilities, and even domain expansions get neutralized.
Oh, with the Heavenly Pact?
Yeah. It's more like,
nice.
Just because you can't do curse techniques, we'll give you this to help you compensate. You still gotta train it, obviously, but...
Yes, well, yeah, we saw that in season 2 when, like I said, she literally creamed herself when she saw Toji.
Oh yeah, like that's my uncle.
And everyone was like shocked when he took her cursed tool. Like, wait, did Maki just lose a pure strength competition like that? Who is this guy?
It's your uncle / Megumi's father, and oh good lord, Megumi had to fight for his life. God.
How's Megumi doing? Who's that?
Yeah. And then Lenny was just talking about how, like, when Primordial Mazito does his combo attacks, he gets exhausted because, you know, the Kirio's trying to muck him up. But then Arkvald still keeps going.
Yeah, I will say that, like, once I fight, like, I'm still Also, for the record, Lenny, I'm just preparing for Arkveld because all my armors aren't fully transcended. I just want to get everything transcended before I take him on again. But I've only fought him like 3 or 4 times, something like that. But I will say that even just by watching it, I'll have to see when I actually get to experience it for myself. But it's gonna be hard to contend with Parmor de Mazzino's bloodlust berserk state.
Yeah.
Because most people like just kind of sheath their weapon and run and just try to survive those 15 seconds. But if you're actively fighting him through all of that, there are so many different compilation clips of like people like using their weapons. You just see people push their weapons to new heights for just pure unfiltrated aggression. That is still like some of the like peak Monster Hunter gameplay I've seen. People who actually fight through that berserk state. So seeing like everyone use like their weapons at like their maximum potential is still like, oh my god, he is already pushing us to new heights.
True. Ooh. You got me right with my up B wore off. Whew, that would have killed me. Whew, okay, that was pretty sexy. Ow, that was it. Ah. Oh shit.
At least Tom was able to help you out on that one.
Yeah, he was. Ah. Huh? He went. Oh, wait, did he go back? Yeah, he did. I thought he went back. Not done yet. That was close. That was brutal.
Also, just let it be known, I am very jealous of Monster Hunter fans if their first game is Wilds, because I think they have some of like the best first like of any Monster Hunter game. Like your first flagship, I will go as far as say Arkvald rivals Shigaru in terms of like an iconic flagship. Their first Elder Dragon is exactly Gog Mazios. Their first title updates are like some of like the all-time greats, Lagaia Chris. But like,
Wait, who? You literally buttered that so low. Even I couldn't pick that up.
don't worry about it. We don't talk about that monster. But they have like some very high peaks. Like I think as like a base game experience, they probably have it the best.
Rare.
Like with World, your first Elder Dragon is what? Karen? Yeah. Karen or Gogmazios? I think the decision's pretty clear on that one.
Screw Kieran. No, literally.
Rise kind of like, I mean, your first Elder Dragon isn't a siege, so yeah.
Shit.
And results may vary how you feel about All Mother. So I know how you feel about All Mother.
Yeah, the rage. To be fair, World has some amazing monsters like Nergigante and Onigaren, but yes, Wilds has the better
Like
monster presentation. Definitely.
Like like with World, I get that World babies, they stand Nergigante. And no offense, like Nergigante, like our Super Nergigante, I didn't even get the win against him, but he that boy's got hands. But I don't know, like even after experiencing Nergigante and seeing him basically no Dilf the final boss of the expansion, I still don't think he holds a candle to Shigaru. Like, Shigaru was still, like, my undisputed, like, I am glad this was my first flagship, but man, is Arkvald really competing with that right now.
No, that's completely fair.
And, like, this is just base Arkvald. For all we know, like, there could be an Elder Dragon equivalent to Arkvald, and we just don't know about it yet. Kind of like how Gormagala was.
True.
Like, an Elder Dragon version of Arkvald? Bro.
Man. We'll be going through hell. Nope.
Wait, actually, who were all the title updates? Title update 1 was Mitsune. Was Lagiacrus 2 or 3?
He was 2.
So title update so it was title update 1 was Mitsune. Title update 2 was Steve and Lagiacrus. Title update 3 was no, it wasn't Gog. Gog was 4.
No,
So
Gog
it was 3.
No, Gog was Yeah, no, he was 3.
Oh yeah. He was 3, and then 4. This is title update 4.
Yeah. And then part of
Wait, no. This is 4.5. Gog was 4.
Yeah, but then 3 was Omega Savage.
Oh yeah, that's what we're forgetting. Savage. Yeah, that's the other thing. The collab monsters too. Like Rise, what collab monster? It just simply didn't exist.
Yeah, it was sucked.
Like what? You got the. I mean, actually no. I mean, the most you could say is we didn't experience this in base Rise, but in the retrospective, the Street Fighter collab with the Rajangs.
Oh yeah.
If you fought Akuma Rajang, that boy's a demon. I don't think me and DP even beat that. But yeah, that monster is terrifying.
Oh, there he goes.
And then with the collab monsters in World, results may vary. Like, I don't think people really people hate Leshen.
No, I can't blame on that one.
with who's his face? with Behemoth, it's a mixed bag. I've heard people
Yeah.
like him, people don't, but like Omega, I think Omega definitely is like a Final Fantasy 14 collab. Correct it.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was a lot. An extremist. Good lord. GPS check anyone? Which we forgot.
Arch-Emperor Nergi was great, but Arch-Emperor Arkvald admittedly outperforms him by a mile. The one thing I will say about Nergigante is that even to this day, I can't think of a single monster, well, outside of Raging Bracky 2, but I can't think of a monster who, like, when the skull indicator comes on, that's when the fight really begins.
I'm about to die, but I'm gonna put you through hell.
Nergi and Raging Bracky, I'm dying? Nah, we dying.
Ah, shit. Oh wow, you can actually see. Wait, oh, some of the stickers are coming out.
But yeah, once the dust is settled and Wilds is concluded with this final G rank / Master rank thing, I legitimately think this is gonna be like the best Monster Hunter game. Like I think this is the World 2 that people wanted. Like I don't like there's still a real conversation between Rise versus World, but once Wild is done, I don't think you can have that conversation Wilds versus World. I think Wilds is just gonna eclipse World in every aspect. This might age terribly, but I firmly believe that.
People forget how bad Base World was. Yeah, we heard some of the stories. As much as I love that game. Yeah, Lenny, we heard the stories. And I know you told us some of it here and there.
Yeah, I have read the archives, and like everyone who like with Rise, we're doing with our own reasons why people didn't like that game. But like when people are saying, "Oh, the performance is terrible. Oh my gosh, the optimization. I can't stay in a lobby. Oh my gosh, the game is too easy. Oh my gosh, they streamlined this too much." Like all the World fanboys came out the woodworks. Like when Rise fans were trying to say it was kind of like this. Like the World fans, they just kind of put their hand on the Rise fans. Like, relax, little bro. We legitimately got this.
How the shit of hand to hand right there. Ah, shoot. Oh. You damn nabbit. I
I
just
saw
saw
your
the.
secret. It went full dodo bird. It ran straight into the wall, just refused to turn.
Yep.
You okay? Nothing broken?
I came to say pride, but that was a crack on something, alright. Oh shit. Woo! Talk about a jump scare. I just got here.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be Cotton.
Oh yeah. Immediate one shot to doom. He's out of breath.
I wouldn't even call it all spawn camping. It was just, you're back. Immediately, averts aggro and just goes full steam from the start.
Yeah.
So it was almost worse than when they were fighting Master Rank, Alma and Narwa, and Malzeno came in. He was like, I have... Wait, is that Cotton? Wait, what did I do? And he starts fighting Cotton.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was too funny. Oh, you're not doing all mother. I'm not quite sure. I think it was doing master rank.
Yeah. I know you're deep concentration, but yeah, that's what I just said.
Ugh. I got one hell of a combo breaker on his side. If I didn't have stun resist, I probably would have been stunned by now. Oh!
Also, Lenny, just a genuine question, because I know this is a very underutilized feature in Wilds that most people just don't take advantage of. I just wonder how you utilize the feature, if at all. Do you use like your second weapon pouch on your sacred, or do you just stick with your lance? Like, do you have a second weapon, or do you like just go two different lance builds? Because yeah, not a lot of people utilize that fight outside of. I mean, utilize that feature outside of Gog Mazios and Savage Omega. Exactly, it's like the only two fights where you have to utilize that mechanic.
Yeah, I know, we're the exception.
Well, we're the few who use that how the developers wanted us to use it. Like, they want us to bring two different weapons and swap between them during battle, but the average Monster Hunter fan, they just know what their favorite weapon is, and they just stick to their favorite weapon. So it was like it was an ambitious goal from the developer to think people are going to use it like that.
Yeah, Lenny just replied. He said he mainly uses gun lance and lance, but then he also been using greatsword and lance, depending on the situation.
Yes, dude. In normal hunts, for most of them, I don't really swap, but I quote-unquote used to swap between greatsword and lance or dual blade and lance. That's fair. I was a little presumptuous. I think I was also just trying to speed run me learning all 14 weapons, so I utilized it to try to learn 2 weapons in hammer and gun lance. Hammer, I mean, hammer kind of works itself out because hammer is a very, very simple weapon. Like, you just kind of press a couple of buttons. It's more so like, it's kind of like how I view dual blades, where the weapon is so simple, it allows me to focus more on the hunt and more on like just learning all the combo routes with that weapon. Versus something like with charge blade, like it took me the entirety of low and high rank to just learn how the charge blade functioned as a weapon. And then mass rank was like when I didn't really have to think about the weapon itself and was able to focus on gameplay, monster positioning, and all that, and not really thinking about like charging my files or charging my sword or morphing into axe mode or any of that. Like it took an entire base game to learn that. Versus with hammer, after a couple of hunts, I was like, okay, I got it. Now let me focus on like the combo routes and everything. So it kind of worked out because gun lance is kind of like that too, where you have to really like set time apart to just learn how the gun lance works. So if I had like picked up like charge blade and gun lance, for example, I think I might have shot myself in the foot. Like there is no way you're learning both those weapons at the same time without a serious time dump.
Oh yeah, Dell's here, but he said he does switch weapons a little bit depending on if more than one monster. But
Also, what's up, Zoe?
he's out of that not much. Oh, I died. I just used my revival blessing.
But yeah, dual blade, always keep that thing on me, and then like just the second weapon is just always like just whatever. It's just kind of like monster dependent or like monster matchup. So like if I want to block, then I'll probably gravitate towards gun lance, and if it's like a monster where I just need to like kind of sort of block but not really, I'll go charge blade. Or if I just really need to be aggressive, I'll go longsword dual blade. And if I just don't feel like thinking, if I just want to just kind of press buttons, I'll go hammer dual blade and just kind of enter the flow state.
What was that about? He said versus AT Arkvald I'll use Steve's hunting bow, heavy bow gun.
Versus Arkvald, I use Steve's heavy bow gun as a main weapon, and Nursey's heavy bow gun as a secondary. It has sleep ammo, which is exactly the setup when playing with you the other day.
Not put his ass to sleep. Ooh. Thank you, Godpocalypse.
There was so much that happened right there.
Yep.
Like, Godpocalypse saved you, Dongo Defender saved. I know it's not Dongo Defender, but it will always be Dongo Defender in my heart.
Yeah.
Dongo Defender triggered, and then Elvis Orchard triggered as well, so you just negated that entire attack and took like basically no damage. Like it probably registered for you because you're actually getting your face pounded in, but yeah, you took like no damage.
Yeah.
Your hunter could have fooled me.
Whoa.
If you were an inch closer.
That would have one-shot the fudge out of me. I could probably be 8, 9 star, and 10 with the other weapons, but more fun with Lance for me. That's what Lenny said. Yeah, if I was like an inch closer, I would have been dead. Well, much more dead with my HP. I only got to the skull like once.
Yeah, this isn't a shot at the difficulty of Wilds or anything, but this is just like with just any video game. This is a Monster Hunter exclusive. Like, just the more you play of a game of a series, the better you become at that game in the series.
Oh,
and and by in turn, every game after that becomes easier because you are just better at the game because you understand the game at a fundamental level. So this isn't me saying Wilds was easy. This is me saying that I've played 4 Monster Hunter games, so I understand how the game works. So I was very much expecting, that's why I also picked up 2 weapons versus my traditional 1, because I just kind of thought that my experience with just how Monster Hunter works as a series would kind of carry me through the title updates, but no, I've had to pull out charge. Yeah, I had to pull out charge blade and dual blades a lot more than I like to admit, and to a lesser extent longsword too, because even though that series hasn't really got off the ground, we've basically beaten Rise Break. I've basically beaten like all the Rise Break monsters with longsword, both in base game and expansion. So
yeah.
my longsword is still.
So I can confirm.
My longsword is still up there, like on par with like my charge blade and dual blade, so I can still bring that comfortably into in-game content and still not just be actively throwing. But if I'm using like the hammer or a gun lance in a fight like this, I'm getting put on a t-shirt, so I can't really afford to do that.
No, that's completely fair. Dang, that took a minute. Shit, still got that bitch off. Oh! Fuck!
At least you had insurance.
Yeah, at least I had insurance. But then you saw like half the time like Rabalis did not kick you until like, oh, your defense is high enough. You can actually stand this. I'm about to go Final Fantasy. Interesting. I have some experience with fighting games. I can play casual, some fighting games with friends, and what I constantly am good at is a neutral footsie, regardless of which game we play. It's good to have your neutral game and your footsies down because
Yeah.
I, I could do that. I could do that shit that well before until very recently. Thanks to chiropractor intervention. Ah. Got it. You're open.
No JJK episode this week. Don't worry, fam. I got you. It's a video I recommended. The thumbnail says, "Could Yuto win the calling games by himself?"
Actually, he possibly could. Because he has more potential. He has literally more power than Satoru Gojo.
Yeah. I saw that flashback. Even Gojo's like, if you actually lock in, you could probably beat me. Like, you're being modest. No, I'm being serious. You probably could best me.
I guess. Thank God he got humbled. Well, he had a humbling experience. At least he took it positively. And then Lenny
like
just
his
said,
friend.
"Yeah, it's like you can't blame him because like you saw the snapping point."
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also took out my own. He literally took out his own parents too. I'm like, good God.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Lenny on that one. Fighting games. I think that I was actually watching a video on that a while ago on like why fighting games are so niche. It's just because fighting games are just not friendly to the casuals. Like the reason why Smash is like the exception for everyone is because we all started Smash as a casual. Even the competitive ones and the best players in the world, no one picked up Smash saying, "Oh, I want to play this game on a competitive level." Like you picked it up because you saw Mario fighting Snake. You're like, "Oh my god, that's awesome." So you just wanted to experience it for that, and then it had a good subspace with Brawl, story mode, and also good content like that. Fighting games doesn't really have that, and like
Yeah, traditional
when they
setups.
when they do try to do stories, it's clunky.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. Ugh. Super Reboot Bros. All that shit. I say Street Fighter is a healthy balance of story and lore story and a series.
I'll put it like this: even the quote unquote casual, even a game like Street Fighter, it's still like the gameplay is still what you'll be doing on the competitive level. It's in a less harsh environment, but there is no smash run. There is no target practice. There is nothing like that in those fighting games where you can just kind of goof around. Everything is just always you're fighting another enemy with like combo chains and all of that, and for the average player, they kind of don't want to think about that. I am average player, by the way, so I'm speaking from that perspective. It's also why I kind of haven't really got back to Guilty Gear because even though they're like saying, oh yeah, it has a good story mode you can follow and all that, it's like you still have to spend a good decent amount learning your combos and all that. Like I can't just jump into a match and then just kind of just feel my way around things. Like I kind of have to know what I'm doing to start playing the game, and I kind of don't have time for that right now. So I just play something else.
Yeah, that's
Not that I don't want to. I just legitimately do not have the time for that. Like, do I want to spend this time learning something that I may or may not enjoy even after I understand it, or do I want to just boot up Monster Hunter Wilds and just focus on my gear or whatnot, or do I want to just play a game in Pokemon where it's a game where I know I enjoy and my time won't be essentially wasted? That's what it feels like what you're dabbling with as a newcomer coming into fighting games.
well, yeah, the traditional setup of fighting games.
I mean, if you can pull me towards a fighting game where I can just kind of play around in like a mode like Smash Run, where I can just kind of do things like that and not really worry about combo routes or any of that, and it's not just me fighting a static NPC, let me know. But I don't think that game exists outside of Smash, with the sole exception of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Street Fighter doesn't seem to be casual to me. It emphasizes the basic, but linking normals, performing really difficult combos, etc. It's utterly different. That's what Zell said.
Yeah, I saw it. I really saw it. Like, I remember going when arcades were still somewhat available, because that's when they were trying to. That's when the home consoles were trying to like be more involved. But I was like still very young.
I feel like Smash just is the Satoru Gojo of fighting games, where it's like just, with the sole exception of Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Well, Smash series in general. Yeah.
But also, I think that is just kind of just how Sakurai planned for the game to be. Like he built the game to be a party game. He never intended for it to be a fighting game, and he also doesn't like when people call it a fighting game. And I think that mentality from the developer translates into literally everything else.
Yeah, it evolved into a competitive fighting game, but at heart of its core, it is a non.
And even after he's aware that that fighting game exists, he still emphasizes it as a fight. I mean, not a fighting game. He still considers it a party game.
Yeah.
Even though that's not really the case anymore, but that's still how he views it in his mind.
Yeah. Alright, I got one more in me and that's it.
Go for it.
I'm fine with strategy game combo buttons for Helldivers 2, but Street Fighter combo buttons are like 3 times larger on classic controls. It's insane. Hey, at least with Street Fighter 6, at least they have modern input controls. You can literally play like Smash Brothers. Or in this case, how Ryu was implemented into Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate. You can still do his base. You can still do like side B, up B for all his specials, but if you happen to put in his special inputs, you could get more oomph for it. Which they kind of took that in Street Fighter 6 a little bit.
You're not selling me on this concept because if you're not using the inputs, Ryu's a very underwhelming character. Even on a casual level.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why Ryu even was relevant is because weak input into True Shoryuken, which is a it's just a basic quote unquote fighting game combo.
Yep.
And with Kazuya, like
Cause my
the reason why
burned.
Kazuya is like basically destroying the scene is because they utilize his inputs, and once you utilize his inputs, you can just kind of armor through half the roster, and then just that kill confirm. Nah,
Electric
nah, it doesn't work.
Wind God Fist.
It doesn't work on me.
Nah, no use.
I still forgot who that Ryu player was, but I remember Scat was fighting some Ryu like in top 16, and we saw this in Smash 4. Like, oh,
Oh
Ryu.
yeah, I remember.
We're like, we already know how this is gonna end. When he was like doing
Takamaki.
Tatsumaki to come back to this,
Yeah,
Megan was on top of him. Was like, we know what comes next. Spike.
yeah. The Electric Wind God Fist with Kazuya is a. Ugh. Yeah, that's a burner right there. I'm just looking up. I have a little bit of background with fighting games growing up, so I'm aware. I know how to do some stuff.
Hey,
I'm not gonna not that I'm gonna try playing as King most. Oh yeah, King the Grappler. Yeah, he's the grappler character.
any quests you want to go on?
I can't wait to see just some memes take on Arch-Temper Arkveld when the Master Rank expansion comes out.
Oh boy. By the time he gets started, he gonna have to. Well, he probably really gonna have to catch up. But it's gonna be interesting to see him take those on.
I remember everyone was just so surprised when he said he didn't have a capture card. Like,
Yeah, that was
you
insane.
don't? I was like, yeah, that's how I made my Rise videos back in the day. I didn't have a capture card. I just used the 30-second recording like him. They're like, that's how you make your videos? I was like, that's all I had. I didn't have the money for a capture card, so
That's-
There, that's our target.
Like any wishes? That was like any wishes for Master Rank, and like freaking Lenny's talking about Arc Temper. So she's gonna be something.
yeah, that's what I was telling Thing about earlier. That they did find data for quote unquote legendary Zoshia and quote unquote legendary Gog Mazios, and in the data, legendary monsters are coded as Arch-Tempered fights. So we might have one more hidden title update coming before we say adieu to base game. Which also we still never got that, because way in the demo, like in the demo's code, we saw legendary Rathalos and legendary Gormagala, and we still have an Arch-Tempered Rathalos or an Arch-Tempered Gormagala, so that could be something too.
True that. Because yeah,
Also, Arch-Tempered Rathalos, also, mind you, I think that'll be sick. Because Rathalos is the Pikachu of Monster Hunter. Whenever someone picks up Monster Hunter, they'll always say, is Rathalos in this one? Of course Rathalos is in this one. Rathalos is in every one. I don't think there's a single game where Rathalos didn't appear in.
you always figure it one way or the other.
Although I will say that it was cool in this one how you fight the variant of Rathalos before Rathalos himself.
True.
And that Rathalos fights significantly different than regular Rathalos, because Rathalos is notoriously the boy never lands, but that Rathalos is more like a brawler, so that was
Concat these
interesting to see. Like he still uses wings to like keep a distance. Like if he feels pressured, he'll just go into the sky, use Wook crystals and Wook explosions to camp you out. Then he'll swoop in for the kill. But yeah, that Rathalos definitely shaked up the. I never land. Like I get it, your title is King of the Skies, but don't be a ruler of the sky from Kingdom Hearts days.
Yeah, that took me like 4 tries.
I think it only took me 2 tries, but it's just a very tedious fight.
No, that's completely fair.
I am all for Archtemper Rathalos. And the way they announced 9-star Rathalos made me think we're gonna get some big Rathalos release. We can live happy with Azure Rathalos though. Let that thing rot away.
Wait, is it the yeah? That's the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in World, Azure Rathalos, he just kind of exists. Like he doesn't appear in the story. He doesn't really get any special mentions from the handler or anything. You just kind of encounter him out in the wild, and if you choose to fight him, you fight him. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I think the only special mention of Azure Rathalos is in the Rajang hunt, where he thoroughly bodies that thing and starts beating you with the Azure Rathalos. So that's about how I remember Azure Rathalos.
Where the hell am I? I like the blue one. You're at the Sophia tunnel. I was at the Sophia tunnel. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me. Oh, I forgot to restock. Let me go do that. The blue one. Okay, the blue one never let. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're not instant glaive for someone who can just hit them, and even then with instant glaive, you're not gonna be able to keep it forever.
Also, everyone, I want you all to remember, this is a high rank quest.
Yep, this is high rank, by the way.
What fresh carnage, what hellscape are we going to go through in G rank?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for to more Magnum Mallows and Masterant, and I think they're coming. Gore Magala is so awkward. That's the thing. He's been transcending this whole time.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to Fang about a couple of days ago. It's like, I think it's cool. Like I said, I'm still jealous that Wild, like people whose first game is Wild, their first Elder Dragon is a master rank final boss. But I think that does like put into perspective on why Elder Dragons are revered the way they are. But also it sets the bar so high. Like you can't release Gog and then you go fight a Kirin. Like they're not on the same tier. And nothing against Shaggy. Like, Shaggy is still a very fun fight, but I don't think Shaggy really has that same tier as Gog Mazio. So, what kind of shakeup? Because they put a very heavy emphasis. I'm not sure if you guys even did this quest, but like there's a quest in this title update where you have to fight a 9-5 Gore Magala, and you have to do a solo. Like they are trying to remind you that Gore Magala is still, like, even after fighting Gog Maziels and Archtemper, they want you to remember Gore Magala is a threat. So making you solo a 9-5 Gore is still instilling the fear of Gore Magala throughout all this chaos and madness. So I'm just very curious what they're gonna do for Shigaru because they don't want us to forget about Gormagala.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find something out in summer. But I wonder how much more powerful Shigaru is going to be ever since our time with Sunbreak.
Yeah, you fight with Nadia. Yeah, I say you have to solo it, but I still don't really count computers. But yeah, you do fight it with Nadia. All I mean is that you can't ask for backup. Like you have to fight it by yourself. It's limited to one player, and Nadia, of course.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy, deja vu for me. That's how it was.
Also, I know you guys haven't played for Ultimate, but I cannot wait for you guys to meet my first commander, Julius. Like he's a dual blade main and everything. Like you guys think Fabius is a Chad? also for the record, if you guys see like in my YouTube profile picture, I'm using Julius's dual blades. Even on like all my dual blades as layered equipment, I always use Julius's dual blades. Like when Julius does show up, like we're getting the whole squad. I think we have everyone except Julius himself at this point. So he's gonna show up at some point, and I don't think you guys are gonna be ready for pure, unfiltered aura.
He is Timothy.
Also, Julius's dual blades, like not just layered weapon, but like his actual weapon, they're called the Master Sabers.
Damn. That's a huge Star Wars feeling for me.
Hopefully we get Gossarog in the expansion.
I hope so too. Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah, we did that special. He wasn't an Arch Temper monster or anything. He was just a gross Halak who was built different.
Oh yeah, he was.
But
yeah, he was like the intro to Hazard Monster during that time.
But yeah, me and DP fought that on time during the Rise retrospective, and even though like when me and Fang did it, when we had like basically end-game gear that was totally optimized and all that, it was still a tough time. But when me and DP did it, like when we didn't really have like an optimized build, or we didn't have all our pieces reinforced yet, that was a brutal fight. And it was already brutal when we did it with perfect gear.
True that, and to the point that like he was just because everybody knows Rise and Break was already a fast game. There were times he just teleported like you're like hello. You were just on the other side of the field. How'd you get over here? He was so in his own world.
Also, I think this is a little dark for a Monster Hunter game, but being that they did this in 4 Ultimate, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think they'll do it again. Like this game is basically a hybrid of World and 4 Ultimate, So it still is entirely possible, but here's my dark horse theory on how you make Shigaru top GOG. So in 4 Ultimate, if you I mean, I'm going to assume that you guys play Monster Hunter for the combat and not the story. But I'll still give you guys a second. If for some reason you care about story in your Monster Hunter game, let me know and I won't say what happens in that game. But I'll still say my dark horse theory on how you make Shigaru a better fight than GOG.
I'm not playing used emulators.
I'm not playing 4 Ultimate, go for it? Okay. So, in 4 Ultimate, you fight Gormagala. Like, Shigaru, he's... What's the equivalent in, like, a game like this? You fight Gormagala, he's like the Zora Magdaros of that game. Like, he's the final monster you fight before high rank. So... all throughout low rank, you kind of chase Gormagala literally all around the world, and he's like basically corrupting the entire world in Frenzy Virus. And then you're finally able to slay him like right before he hits Dondorma, the main hub for all hunters. And you think that's the end of it. Like you slay the Gormagala, all's good with the world. You kind of move on with your quest and all that good stuff. Turns out, no. Gormagala didn't die. He was just very close to dying. So the same Gormagala that you think that you slayed evolved into a Shigaru, goes back, and the town that you started the game in, he ravages that entire town with his newfound power as a Shigaru. He then comes back to you as his new... Also, same monster, by the way. This isn't like a different Gormagala. It's the same Gormagala that you've been fighting this entire game. He comes back, you have to repel the Shigaru Magala, and then he lures you back to the town you started in. So the final battle of low rank, you're fighting him on the first world you started the game in. So you're fighting over the corpses and the burned cinders of your initial base of operations.
Holy shit, that's dark.
So again, very dark. But if you want to do GOG, if you want to top GOG, have Gormagala evolve into a Shigaru, and then you have to fight him like the ruins of Wyveria. But I think you make him like super correct, like maybe even a force lose if they want to go that far with it. But you fail to beat the Shigaru. And then he finishes the job, and he actually makes the ruins of Wyveria a literal ruins of Wyveria. And then Tashim, rip Tashim. Like, I would go that far with it.
God.
Then, you and Nada go out to hunt down this Shigaru Magala, and then, like, the final ground would be, like, the now destroyed ruins of Wyveria. And that's where you take down the Shigaru Magala. Like, I think that was still put into perspective just how strong an Elder Dragon is. And also, like, making you not, like, Gog Mazios, you're kind of, like, shown, like, the power of, like, an Elder Dragon, but you don't really experience the power of it, because it's a very scripted fight. Like, Gog is a scripted fight. Yeah. But, like, if you're, like, fighting a fully realized Shigaru Magala, and you only get like one cart, or like he's like basically like an arch-tempered level, or a fight like this, where you only get one chance at the quest, and then you just lose. I think that's going to put a lot more into perspective on the power of an Elder Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why people glaze the For Ultimate story, because again, like, if you play games like it, I mean, it still is a very bare bones story. Like, I don't even think like For Ultimate doesn't even break like my top 50 best stories in video games. But for how nothing, literally every other story in Monster Hunter is, For Ultimate does have the better story. It's not a good story, but it's like better than anything else they've done.
Yeah, I'll pay to see that. Oh.
Mind if I hop on? I think these might be tracks.
Well, I just saw, well, on JJK earlier that like they have a special episode out. Oh yes, recap episode I think.
I was gonna say, yeah, the recap. Yeah, I'm good. I just finished binging it. I don't really need much of a recap.
Yeah, you're just you're
Lonnie, I am so happy that you realized that, because I told Fang about that and he was like, "What?" Yeah, Lonnie was saying when you see you, Zell. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, Lonnie was just saying that when you finish the proof of a hero quest, you get almost rock. And you're like, her what? But yeah, her little rock that she always carries around with her. She gives it to you.
What the fuck was that? I just saw like, I just saw Onigaran just like freeze in midair. Oh, I literally just saved his bacon.
But yeah, after this one, once DP gets off work, we're probably gonna try again to try to take him down as a squad. So yeah, once things done with this run, no matter the outcome, I'm probably just gonna go transcend a couple of my stuff.
Oh my god, he's already healing.
Yep. Wolverine, eat your heart out.
Very good.
Yeah, in a couple hours, I'll ask DP what's his status on things, if we're gonna do it either today or tomorrow.
Because yeah, after that I need to take a break.
That's why I said a couple hours. So I know you want to chill for a bit.
Yeah, and also maybe change a few things up. I'm dead. Alright, time for a break. I see just red dragon energy and me just keeling over.
That'd be a good thumbnail for something.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do that. Got it.
You can definitely make your hunter with all the red dragon energy a PNG, and then like put Arkvald in the background or something. Yeah, you could definitely work with that.
Yeah, and then he's like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Kaboom! Yeah, I heard it. Well, not heard. I saw like when you take screenshots, you can also turn it into a PNG. But I'm like, okay, that's cool, but how do you make it turn into an actual PNG though?
You can also do it on your iPhone too. If you do like your Force Touch, then you can it'll like kind of smart sense where the main focus of the picture is. So if you do it with this, I'd imagine it would smart sense your hunter, and it will just make that PNG for you.
Alright, thanks. I'll give that a shot. Alright, that's about it for now. I'm gonna go take a break. Thanks for stopping by, Lenny.
Appreciate you. It's always a pleasure, Lenny.
Has some pathetic Safi G with screenshots granted. They were mostly all from failed attempts.
Oh, trust me. Look, I still think that for me, all like I don't think I can make another video on the same protection value of what I'm doing for the Elatrion video. But if I ever was, Savage Omega is a very strong contender to have that level of protection value. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to do that for Savage, unfortunately. But yeah, all those we have plenty of
Oh my
thumbnails
god,
for.
yes. I already got some for like for the base run that we did as a squad, and then my solo run. I have a handful of good photo screenshots for that. Which and yeah, so it's not gonna be, but yeah, I also have one that I can utilize for the lead up to when we get one as a squad because all those videos those are done. So now just gonna be focusing on a middle point. This is how we got to the end point, guys. A whole lot of hell. Oh boy.
I'm glad you're all right. Take a second to restock your supplies before heading out, okay?
All right.
Time to stop recording.